Okay, so this is just a brief video about using research tools in Google Docs. I was surprised today when I talked to a group at Vertex Farmers, generally about using Google Apps for education, that not many of them knew anything about using research tools. So I showed them, and the revelation that you could automatically cite online references was quite exciting for some of them. Saves them a bit of work. But anyways, I'll just show you how you can use research tools. This is you can do in any type of Google Docs. So I'll just create a document in this test user here. So I've got a blank document, okay, there at the moment, and let's just create a table, and let's just change the page board settings a little bit. That's nice, and let's have A4, so that is my default. Okay, so supposing I'm going to, I don't know, do some research on something. Let's say about Paris is a nice place to visit. Okay, and I want to find out some stuff, or I've maybe found that piece of information from a particular reference. So I can go to Tools, Research, and then I have a choice of searching everything. So that's the entire Google search, or just images, or research papers, or quotes, or if I want to define a word or get a definition, then I can do it with the dictionary. So let's just do everything for now. Let's have a look at Paris and see what we get. So this brings a Google search into the document itself. So I've got a map, I've got images I can flick through, and I've got websites. Okay, so perhaps I find out that Paris is a nice place from this Wikipedia thing, so I'd really go here first. I can preview that site there. I can click on that and open it up as a new tab and have a read of it, and if I decide that I want to cite that as a reference, I just mouse over it and click on the Cite button, and you'll find that a little 1 turns up here, and down at the bottom of the page you'll have the reference turn up, date accessed, full URL, and what the article is. In this case it's the Wikipedia page about Paris. So it makes citing from web sources that easy and quick. If you want to do, just drop that down, an image, maybe I want the, oh I don't know, an Eiffel Tower picture. So I can just drag that from there. I'm going to put it into that table, and there we go, we've got our picture, which I can resize or do whatever I want with. But you notice it's got 2 next to it, and it will cite that, the source of the image as well, automatically. And let's say in this column I want to put a different image. There's the Arc de Triomphe. Let's have a different Eiffel Tower. I'll put that one in there. Maybe resize it a little bit, and let's have that image centralized. And you see that I've got little 3 there, and I've built up my references immediately down in the footer of this document. And perhaps I don't want the lines on that table. Whoops. So let's just select the whole table, right click, table properties, and drop that down to 0, and then I've got my nice little layout fully referenced very quickly. So research tools you can use in any Google document and do much the same thing. Exactly how the citations appear varies from one type of Google Doc to the other, but it's a very quick way of getting images in. Remember, I'd always sort of recommend organizing images and things using tables like I've just done that, rather than just sort of manually plonking them in anywhere. Tables are a very good way of organizing your images. So for example, if I go into this table, go into that cell, I can now, oops, I can now insert a table in there, let's have 3 cells in there, and I could put some little images into each one of those. And let's have another one. Let's have that one. Put that in there. Appear in a second, and I'll have that one there. And it automatically sort of resizes it for the table size. And maybe I don't want the borders on there either, so I'll right click table properties and drop it down to 0. Perhaps I want a background to those pictures though. Let's have, I don't know, that colour. But you notice, because I've got them from the research panel, they've all got numbers on and the references have built up at the bottom, and I've got a nice layout. Let's put that one central for my images. So anyways, very quick guide to using the research panel. If you make other documents, you'll find it there as well. So if I go for a presentation, for example, and just pick any theme, doesn't really matter, and then I go to tools, research, I can do exactly the same thing in here. I can search cats, for example, and drag and drop images of cats straight onto there. The citation is different, it won't actually show in your presentation, but if you mouse over the image it will tell you where you've got that image from, which is really quite neat. So the same thing applies. The other one you can do that I didn't talk about is dictionary. So there's a web definition of France, which is a capital. So it will give you the dictionary definition of a capital there. And you can look for quotes and things, and I'm going to insert that quote there. Don't know what that one's about. Okay, that gives you a brief idea anyways. I hope you found that useful. I think it's a really useful thing for students to do, because it stops you flicking between lots of things, and it's got this nice automatic citation option.